guys that work, we're tearing up those front end loaders to churn those rolls.
Right.
Yeah.
Rolls and that's down.
Right.
So there's money out there into that. You know, we got sets of blades for that tug grinder. We should be making double cut mulch and selling that. People will buy that up, you know, it needs to start happening.
We did do some of it, and we used it around, the City Hall campus a few years ago, and it was a good product. I mean, it was
Oh,
nice.
absolutely.
We can't necessarily dye it like some of the other, if you go to, D&L Landscape, you can get colored mulch, but in terms of just, good quality mulch, it will produce that.
Yeah, if people know about it, they'll come get in. It's great stuff.
Yeah, that's for some of the, a few years ago, we were selling a lot of big bulk, on the compost, and we haven't seen necessarily as much of that, but that's definitely something that probably getting around going screened versus unscreened. We sell, the need for screened is more, but, that's a lot more work and effort and time and.
Well, if you get something that'll turn the rows consistently and don't break down, you can have a better product.
Well, that helps with the smell too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that machine was, I was surprised to see how the condition of that machine. I mean, it was in really, really bad shape.
Thank you. That's good. Yeah.
Okay. As I started to say when I so rudely interrupted,
Again,
I assume you are all done.
I am.
Okay. Bobby and Sheila brought up the fact that it may give the appearance that we're being secretive by voting by ballot. Can you clarify that if that's when he gets here? If he is in agreement with Bobby, either way, it doesn't matter. Then we will have to vote locally the way it was originally presented.
Well, I think you have two issues. I mean, the appearance is one thing, but as long as it doesn't violate the Open Meetings Act, then, that's really a decision that you all have to make. If Gus determines that it does, which I'm not sure it does or doesn't, I've never heard of it happening this way. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. So, let him look at it, and whatever it is, then you guys can decide on how to move forward.
What are we deciding between? You said if it is, we're going to go back to the original. What is the original? Because I like the idea of a ballot. I like the idea that everyone who gets nominated is considered for a vote. Now, whether that's handwriting or verbal, I don't care. But I'd like to somehow consider everybody that's nominated.
Right.
well, if we
So
get
then you
out
have to
there,
nominate, so what you're saying is that you would nominate somebody in the meeting and then we would vote by a ballot for it?
Right.
That's
Or
what I've
we
been-
nominate-
that's what I've been envisioning.
When I was, they voted by name.
Right.
They did, they went person to person. The nominations were on the floor. There were two of us nominated, and then they went councilperson by councilperson and said,
Yea or nay.
For each person?
Right.
And the first person that gets 4 votes is the
So
appointed
would they have
person.
done that if there were 7 people nominated?
There were, well,
You said 2.
there were a lot of people that put their name in, but I
Right,
believe
which
that
is
they
the
only
case
2
with
of
us.
us were nominated.
But I'm saying if more than 2 get nominated.
No, it was, there were 3 people when myself, Tim Witz, and one other person that I can't remember the name.
Was it Dennis Stapleton?
No, it was, Cheryl Burke nominated somebody, and I can't, he's a public safety director.
Right.
Yeah, Steve Maloney, that's him. And so then they went just every council person, and the first person that got 4 votes was appointed.
so we can nominate 6 people off the sheet and vote on every one of them.
So
If
every
they don't
time
get
somebody
four,
is
No, we're not
nominated, we
gonna-
vote, right?
We're not going to nominate on all of them. If the first or second person gets
Gets
4
4
votes, then the
votes.
final
Right.
4 votes, final 4 nominees technically never got consideration.
Well, they're getting consideration right now.
Right.
So when they open the floor for nominations, let's say you're going to nominate somebody and you do, and then Tim says, well, geez, that was my guy. Tim just wouldn't make a nomination.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying that if you get nominated, you should be voted on. And if in this example, if the first person gets 4, how do I know the third person wouldn't get get 5 or 6.
Because there's only 7 votes. We can only
Six
vote
votes.
once,
Six.
right?
So I'm
That's right.
saying, but if we voted. on-
Right. What he's saying
Right,
is,
what
what
if we got more
if
votes?
somebody, another nominee would get
All got
more
the same
votes
votes.
than the first
But
person?
we're not even gonna go to that
Who got
person
more
because
votes?
we're putting that
Five
to the
or
first
six.
nominee.
So when somebody, okay, say if I was to nominate somebody, at that time, we take an actual vote on
Yeah,
that
once the
person, and then
nominations
if
are
it fails,
closed,
we
you
go to
vote.
another
No,
person.
all the nominations come in first, so we nominate, each council has the right to nominate someone.
Okay.
Then we close the nominations, we can only vote on those who are nominated in the
Correct.
process.
Okay.
So everyone would get fair consideration. At that point, whoever just got the 4 votes would be the nominee.
Right.
Would be the one.
Whether that's on paper or verbally or,
I don't know, I mean, I don't know if I agree everyone's getting fair consideration, because who's the first name we're gonna throw out?
First nominee.
Whoever's nominated first.
voter starts left to right or right to left.
Well, who's gonna throw out the first name?
You wanna nominate me?
What's the downside of having an actual ballot?
No,
That's
it's
how
just
we all
a
got
couple
here.
of
There was a ballot and people checked the name, and you could vote for 7, you could vote for 1. I mean, why
Well, it's
why
in the
is this
book, it
different?
clearly states in the book, as Linda pointed out, but we just want to make sure.
It states that you can vote by ballot?
Yeah,
Well, I
it
think
shows.
the question
I think the greater question is the open meetings
Yeah.
act.
The ballot,
Robert's rules
We
is
went to go
open
find
meetings,
it,
isn't
but
it?
I.
No, Robert's rules is just how you're, the body you're governed by, the rules that you follow.
It's
The
a
Open
guideline.
Meetings Act
That's
would.
right.
That's true, yeah.
Linda, can I ask you a question about that?
Josh.
Say if you guys vote tonight, and say like Garza gets 3, another person gets 2, another person gets 1. Will you go to the top 2 then? Will you vote, take the top 2?
I think we do have to do process of elimination, or
Right.
we'd be here till November.
I just wanted to make sure it was a process.
Now, I did get a text from Laura. So, she says, planning commission and ZBA vote by secret ballot. That's when we're appointing new members.
That's just to the chair. That's if you're voting for a chair or,
And secretary.
yeah, those are
Yeah,
positions.
but those are people that are.
They're
already-
already.
They've already been appointed.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
No, we nominate them.
No, planning commission gets approved by city council.
Yeah.
And that's just when you guys are on, you guys
Your
determine
leadership
who is your
positions.
leadership, who you're-
Right.
and you can do it
Yeah.
that
This
way.
is for
I see what you're
officers.
saying.
I see what you're saying, okay. So, well, it goes back to the fact that maybe this is something you'll address with your team.
Well, no, I think
Yeah,
Gus,
the charter.
somebody spoke to Gus, right? Did you speak to Gus?
That's
right.
Yeah, so he's looking at whether it's,
I mean, in the charter's
The,
so vague on here.
the concern is secret ballot.
Mhm.
Why not a public ballot? Why not have all the names and then have a public vote? And you know, whether you go with that idea, we'll vote for 2 of the nominees, because I don't know how many people are gonna be nominated.
Could be 5 or 6.
And then we would whittle it, and then you
Could
have
be
2
one.
names to vote on. If everyone's nominated, somebody could get 6 votes, and then we'd be done. But at least everyone would have a shot to be voted on.
So you're saying we vote for 2 people? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Well,
just
if each,
piggybacking what he said, we
council
whittled the
member-
field to 2, which is a standard, right? Our field got whittled to 14,
Yeah.
so we whittled this to 2 because there's 1 open seat. If somebody gets all the votes the first time through, they're in, or if it's
but each council person has.
3-2-1, then we whittle it down to 2, and then there'd be 6 votes on 2 people instead of 6 votes on however many get nominated.
Each council person can only nominate one
One person.
candidate, so that takes our list of 8 down to 6 right now. Right.
If
If everybody
each
chooses to
Right.
nominate someone, right, it could
Right,
be 6 or
right,
less.
correct.
So basically whittle it down to 2 and then we go from there. And then
I'm asking you.
Well, like I said, well, you know, we'll wait and see what Gus says, then we'll kind of discuss what's going,
And he might not even know.
no matter
so.
what,
here-
we're gonna be
here's-
criticized somehow.
Here's my question.
I'm prepared to do whatever
We
we
have
gotta
4
do.
people that are nominated,
Mhm.
so we have 4 people nominated, and we start the vote for the first person that was nominated. and they get 4 votes, do they automatically get it? Or are we saying that we're going to
Vote on everybody.
vote on everybody?
That's my concern.
Yeah, and I
I
agree
would
with
think
that.
they would
I think
automatically
the
get it.
original
way they
thought
have it.
is the first guy with 4 goes, so we
Gets
don't
it.
even vote on the next 3.
Right.
That's-
And I'm just saying, I don't know if I like that. I want everyone to be voted on, even if it's no.
Yeah, but you only get, as a council member, you only get 1 vote.
What?
So if you voted on 1 person and they get 4 votes, how could anyone else get 4 votes? You're not eligible to vote
What if
multiple
I can't
times.
vote for somebody
Well,
else.
hang on. So if the first person gets 3, right,
They're out.
those 3 people can't vote again, then we'll never get to 4.
Well, that was, if you remember a few years ago, that's what happened. It took months to get this thing resolved.
Well, that's
So
what,
once I vote yes on somebody, I can't vote yes on somebody else? even if they've
No,
only
the
got
next
3 votes?
meeting, if nobody gets 4 votes, we would bring it back at the next meeting and do it again and until you get 4 votes.
Okay. So if whoever nominates somebody first, we go around, they only get 3 votes.
And
At
then
that
we might as
point-
well quit.
Then
Because
they're,
there's only 3 votes left.
no, because then the next
Yeah, for
person
that
will get the
meeting.
right to vote yes or no on that person until
No.
somebody gets 4.
No, there's only 3 votes left, so we would have to wait till the following meeting to nominate somebody else, so that the 3 people who already voted could vote again.
So,
Or you can vote for the same people again.
So let me create, when I was appointed, when Dennis Stapleton was the next in line, so to speak, we were at just a deadlock, 3 votes, it was 3, 2, and 1 or something like that. He withdrew from consideration because it had taken months and we were making no progress, so that was how that was resolved.
no.
So you weren't the 8th person?
I was not, no.
You're 9.
I was 9, yep.
One of the times you were,
I don't know.
I think both times
You
I
can
was
use the secret ballot, that's what he's saying, it's a violation. Who Gus said that?
Yeah.
By doing a ballot?
Well, I can. By doing a ballot or by doing a secret ballot? Secret. And I don't like the word secret.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's any secrets, but if it's a non-verbal ballot, he's not saying you can't have a ballot, he's saying that you can't vote.
Without making the ballot,
Without
making the ballot public.
right.
You can't put a close one.
Yeah, I guess whether you say it out loud or write it down and somebody says Councilman Missouri votes for,
Would you say it out loud?
Yeah.
Right.
Would you say it out loud?
Yeah,
I vote
that's
for
fine.
Smith, and if we're gonna whittle it down
I don't
to
see
2,
Smith on
I'll
the
vote for
list.
Smith and Jones. And then we'll go around the room, and whoever the top 2 vote getters are the final candidates, and then we'll have a final vote where everybody votes 1 time. That's the
So you're
standard
saying
ballot.
initially we should be able to vote for more than one?
On a ballot.
Nominate.
I'm going on, no, nominate 1, whittle the field to 2, and then vote on 1 of the 2. I'm just going off of what Ed said. Right, we were 25 that came down to 14 that turned into 7. This will be 6 that could go down to 2 that'll turn into 1. What's the difference?
It's gonna take multiple meetings, so it could.
I think we're it's more likely to take multiple meetings if you're gonna just get 1 vote
could
and you
do
can't
more
vote
than
on
one
anyone
vote.
else than to vote for
You
2
could do more
of the
than one vote.
nominees and then vote a second time for just the 2 nominees.
It could be a whole separate vote.
Oh, when
It is a
we were
whole
voting on the council initially, and there were 25,
27.
we only voted on one. I only voted on one.
Maybe you could vote
Oh,
on
wait.
7.
Yeah, you
Vote
only
for
voted for
seven.
yourself.
that's called flunking.
So
One
we don't
can
even
out of
vote
the
for
bag.
yourself.
She voted for none of us except for herself.
I only voted for myself.
Okay, okay, so we can vote on 2. Actually, we can do whatever we please because the terms are big on this, but as long as it meets the Open Meetings Act, and this is just a guideline, this isn't law.
If we speak on behalf of what we're doing, I think we're okay. You know, if we say we want to whittle the party down to 2 or 3 names and then have a vote on that, I think that's fair. It makes it easier, like, you know.
Procedurally, I think that the whittling down comes through the nominations.
Okay.
So you don't,
So that's more like voting on.
you don't nominate 6 different people, the concept is, you whittle it down through the nominations, and then it gets down to 2 or 3 or 1 or maybe 6. And then when you vote, you cast your vote one time, and if you don't get 4 people, you do it all over again.
Right.
So
Or
what
you don't
if,
get 4 votes.
what if, this is for consideration, that we just do the nominations tonight, and next week we take a vote? That way, everybody has a chance to think about it, we can talk to each other one-on-one, and then we take a vote.
You mean,
If
would it
that's
have done
2
it 2 people?
nominations or 3.
No, I'm just saying, just
It could be
nominate,
3.
and then
It
vote
could be
next.
3, it could be 6, but I would think it's only gonna be 2 or 3.